Education itself has the ability to change the future, change the world, but also change lives. If we get education right, we can prepare children and make sure that they are really confident and that they are really ambitious for the future. So if we get that right and we focus on making sure that you're resilient and you aspire to be brilliant, then education can change all sorts.
Welcome to Lessons for Life. I'm Gabi.
I'm Marnie.
And today we're interviewing
Jen Macdonald.
Thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
Great, thank you. How are you guys?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm doing good as well. Can you tell us the name of your work, please?
Yeah, so I work for Lancashire Professional Development Service at Lancashire County Council.
That is a tongue twister.
Can you tell us what your job is and what the focus of your work is?
Yeah, of course. So I am the PSHE Consultant. So I work with schools really closely on helping them develop their curriculums for PSHE and making sure that the children in Lancashire have a really good PSHE curriculum that prepares them for the world that they live in.
Why did you choose your career?
That's a really good question. So I started my career as a teacher, which is something that I wanted to do from being a really, really teeny child. So I used to line up all of my teddies and take registers of them and pretend I was a teacher from being really, really small. So I always wanted to be a teacher. And then I started to understand how important PSHE is and personal development is to prepare children for getting ready for the world and getting ready for their futures. So I wanted to specialise in PSHE, and then I was lucky enough to get this wonderful job and get to go and visit lots of schools in Lancashire.
What is your end goal for your work?
So my focus is making sure that all of the children that we work with in Lancashire are really prepared for the world that they live in. And it goes beyond just maths and English and science and all of those subjects that are really, really important. But my end goal is to make sure that children know how to human really, really well.
What does it mean to human really well?
So for me, I think that children really need to understand how to have really good relationships, deal with any problems that they have, stay safe, and all of those make you a really good human, and they make you really good at being ready for the world, being able to work closely with other people and get on, even when things get a little bit tricky. So for me, I think PSHE is all about teaching children how to be a good human.
Thank you for clearing that up.
We're interviewing you as the part of the Lessons for Life campaign. Why do you think the Lessons for Life campaign is important?
I think I've just touched on it, because the Lessons for Life is all about making sure that children are ready for the world, and the world changes so quickly. So we have to keep up with that. And I think the Lessons for Life is all about making sure that your teachers are really confident to do that well. And Lessons for Life is really good at being able to kind of prepare the teachers just as much as, I suppose, the children to understand how the world's changing, all of the things that might, be a challenge for you guys. And then we can support them in being confident to tackle those with you and walk alongside you as you'd learn to navigate those too.
What problems in society do you think education could fix?
So I think, because I'm a teacher, I would say it can fix everything, which is, I think, education itself has the ability to change the future, change the world, but also change lives. So I think that if we get education right, we can prepare children and make sure that they are really confident and that they are really ambitious for the future. So if we get that right and we focus on making sure that you're resilient and you aspire to be brilliant, then education can change all sorts.
That's really important.
It is.
What was your experience of PSHE life skill lessons at school?
Not the best, I'll be honest. It wasn't brilliant, and I don't think that it was seen as such an important thing, because we didn't necessarily put a lot of emphasis on it, and we weren't maybe considering how the world is changing and how we need to learn other things beyond just subjects and facts. So we need to learn how to navigate things and know kind of what's coming and be prepared for that. And my lessons weren't great.
Many people have said that already.
Have they?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Hopefully it's getting better now. And hopefully you will have a different experience to what I had.
We're now going to test your knowledge.
This hat contains some life skills questions for you to answer.
Okay?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
The topic is keeping safe. Question number 1. What should you do if someone you do not know very well offers you a lift in their car?
That's a really good question. Well, first of all, we'll never ever go with somebody that we're not familiar with and we don't know. So for me, I'd run to see if I can find somebody that I know or that I can trust and just stay away. Don't ever get in with them and go with them.
Question number 2. Why is it important to tell someone where you're going before heading out?
That's, again, a really good question, isn't it? Because people need to know where we are, and so they can have an idea of maybe what time we should be back, where we're going, so that they know, the route that you're going to take, and then they can keep their eyes on making sure that you get there safely and also get back safely afterwards as well.
And the last question is, what should you do if you're lost in a busy shopping centre?
So if you're lost in a busy shopping centre, we need to think about the people who can help us and the people that are safe. So we would look for maybe somebody that's a security guard, somebody that's in a uniform that might be able to go and help us. So we might go to a till or find somebody in a shop that might be able to tannoy and find somebody that can get our parents back for us.
Jen, can you tell me what has been your biggest life lesson to date?
Learning to deal with disappointment, because I think that is a really tricky emotion, and I think it's tricky as adults, but I also think it's tricky as children as well. And so I think that we have to learn how to recognize that that's what that emotion is, and then I think we have to teach people how to deal with it. And I know that I've had some disappointments in life and things haven't always gone the way that I would want them to. And it's hard sometimes to get the resilience to pick yourself back up and keep going and try again. So I think that's really key, and that emotion's a really tricky one to navigate because sometimes we can let it just hold on to us a little bit too long. So understanding what it is, recognizing it, and then moving on from it and growing from it, I think would probably be mine.
That is a really important life lesson. If you can change one thing about education, what would it be?
More time to talk in the curriculum, because I think quite often we're really, really good at sharing facts and learning information, but actually being able to talk about that and talk about it really well and understand how we can sometimes not always agree with each other, but get along and still manage to navigate that is really, really important. So I think maybe less stuff in, but more time to talk about the stuff that's there would be my change, I think.
If you could teach children one thing before they leave primary school, what would it be?
I would like them to have a really good sense of empathy and know that not only what it means, but what that looks like, because I think that everybody comes to school for that to be a safe place and a happy place for them. And I think sometimes we might need to be a little bit more empathetic towards some children at certain times. So I think that if we can understand what that means as children and we can show that as adults, that I think the world would be a much better place. And I also think it would prepare people for their adult lives to be able to get on better and work alongside each other, and develop just a real sense of what empathy is and looks like, and help people grow together by being empathetic.
Empathy is actually a really good skill to have. It's not just a thing, it's a skill.
It is a skill, you're absolutely right. And it's a tricky one to get right sometimes, which is why I think we need a little bit more teaching of it and understanding it.
Why do you think it's important to have school advisors?
Schools can be really busy places, and particularly so my role is to support PSHE, and I think that what we need to do is make sure that each of those curriculums is right for the children that are in that school and in that setting. So one good thing about having consultants and advisors is that we can support schools in making sure that that's right for the children that are there and for the communities that they serve, and make sure that that offer is really bespoke and key to them to help them prepare for the world that they live in, which can be different from area to area.
Before we finish our interview today, is there anything else you would like to mention to our listeners?
I just want to reiterate how important Lessons for Life is, and PSHE is as a subject. It's something that I am incredibly passionate about. So in Lancashire, we've developed an award, a quality mark award for PSHE, for schools that do that, and we actually call it, it's quite similar. It's Learning for Life Award. So we have that, which is a real opportunity for schools to celebrate to what they do for their students for PSHE. And that's something that any schools can do and get involved with, just to celebrate everything that they do, because I think sometimes we're not very good at showcasing the wonderful things that we do, and we need to be celebratory about that. So I'm really passionate about that award and how it aligns with the Lessons for Life.
Thank you so much for being here, Jen. It's been lovely talking to you.
Thank you for having me.
To find out more, visit lessonsforlife.org.